Hi, fourth graders. So we're going back to another piece of revision. And I just want to remind us that what a narrative is. So a narrative is a story that has a starting point. It goes through time up to some sort of climax, and then it resolves and it has an ending point. And our job as storytellers is to help move smoothly through that story, the telling of the story. So, what we're going to do as writers today is to revise by adding what we call transitions to move smoothly through time and scene changes. So, there's really two places or two kinds of transitions. One of them is to show a shift in time, and another is to show a change in setting. Here's what it might look like: shifts in time, afterward, later that evening, meanwhile, at the same time, a moment later, while, just then. These all show time passing, either little bits of time or long stretches of time. Because remember, sometimes you fast forward, right? Or the change in setting, right? As he walked into the classroom, stepping out of the door into the night, right? All of those show that we're going from one place to another place. Now, you can also add transitions to build suspense, like just then, suddenly, before I knew it, out of the blue, all of a sudden. So, what I like to do as a writer is I like to take a look at what other writers did. All right. So, I went through, and in this story called Cinder Edna, I highlighted a lot of places where this author went and added transitions. So this is a story. It's like a spoof on Cinderella. It's called Cinder Edna. And in the story, it's all the same kind of stuff that they're getting ready to go to the ball, but instead it's Cinderella and her cousin or her neighbor, Cinder Edna. So here's some examples of transitions. Now, one day, right? That's showing time passing. Or all day they did this. This is showing the passing of the day going by. On the evening of the ball, many days have passed, right? We're seeing time passing. Or here's one of those suspenseful ones: no sooner said than done. That means it happened fast, right? Here's another one: when Cinderella arrived at the ball. This is an example of a setting change, right? So, like, we were with them getting ready at their house, and now we imagine that we have entered this new scene, right? So, we had on this page time passing, time passing, time passing, time passing. When we get here, setting change, right? Here's a suspenseful one: just then, Cinderella entered the room. Another setting change, right? And then there's words like finally and suddenly. All of these are showing it took a long time. It happened really quickly. So here's how we can figure out where to put these transitions in. There's places where you can tuck it in. One place is to tuck it into the action, right? You can say after 2 hours of dizzying roller coaster rides, it was time to go home. So I know how much time passed. 2 hours. Another way to do it is to tuck it into the descriptions. When it was finally time to leave, the moon had risen and crickets had begun chirping. So in this way, I'm showing you that night has kind of fallen. It's evening. And I did that by showing that time passed and this is what the setting looks like. Or I can just tuck it right into dialogue, right? Somebody could say, "You've been on the computer for 45 minutes. Time to turn it off." So in my piece, I went through and I highlighted in green all the different places where I did this. So I was looking for things like time passing. I was going to the playground. Minutes later, we arrived. Here's another place. This is when I was asking if they want to hang out. Ignored. I slunk away to climb on the monkey bars. Now I want to show time passing. Finally, bored of playing alone, I looked up to see where they went off to. So I'm showing that I moved from one place to the next place. Time is going by. Here's another one. This is when I'm trying to show a reaction, right? I say I'm telling my mom. Immediately, they jump to their feet shouting no. So I wanted to show fast reaction, right? Here's another one. And as again, this is a time passing one because we're still in the same scene, right? They're sitting there casting a spell on me after what felt like an eternity. So to me, it felt like a long time, even though it was actually just like a couple of seconds. Or without another word, they turned and left. So here is what I would like you to do today. First, I think it's really important to look at what other authors did. So you can go in, look at a book you're reading and see what do they do when they show that time has passed? What are some words and phrases that they use? And you can try them out. And then also think about when you get to a new scene, that's when you tell people that you got there. You're kind of taking their hand and leading them from the last scene to this next one. So you're going to go ahead, think about different ways that you're going to show shifts in time or changes in setting and add in transitions to move smoothly from one place to the next place.